I'd like to welcome you to the House of Thrillers. I'm Scully, the author that reads to you. Tonight, we're going to be rehearsing Alice in Wonderland. So buckle your seatbelts. It's quite the ride, and we'll see you on the other side. Welcome to the show. How's everybody doing tonight? Got our wonderful Izzy Pop backstage, keeping things in the line. Everybody in line back there. Rosaline and PD Connects and Nez Lover.
Hello.
Still waiting on a couple people to get here. So,
Hello. Why they call it rehearsal?
You're getting a good behind the scenes look at how a play gets put together, a live stream theater.
Hello.
Hey, Mark.
How are you all doing?
How are you doing, buddy?
Good. How's my sound tonight?
I think I'm not sure. We'll have to play it by ear. I heard
you got
a
a
little
buzz
bit of a hum or something.
Yeah. You got a buzz, Mark.
Yeah.
Not that kind of buzz.
Buzz.
Still,
Yeah, Caterpillar.
I bought an external mic too. I'm using a different mic.
Is it sitting too close to the to speakers
Tower?
or anything?
No. I have it in my hand and I'm well away.
It's kind of subtle. It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Did you check the echo cancellation box?
Where is that?
I did it.
Okay, Izzy can do that for you. You don't have to worry about it, Mark.
All right.
Couple of announcements, just mainly for you cast members. Now they're all here. We are not sure if Bimbo is going to make it because she's had some things going on, so we'll fill in for her right now. And also, we're waiting on. We already know he's going to be a little late. Our Mad Hatter, Steve-O from Burnt Flowers Fallen, and yeah, I see some great faces out there. Learn and Grow with Ann and Jonica. Kim Maple Syrup, welcome to the show. All our great moderators out there, Patty Fish and Mary and Weekend RV, welcome to the show. We're doing the rehearsal of Alice in Wonderland tonight. Kathleen, welcome, darling. Hey, Paul Oscar, say everybody. Bottle Caps, hey buddy, welcome to the show. Yeah, so I think everybody's got their script in front of them, and we're just about ready to get rolling here. Let's see, anybody have any questions about anything?
I have a question for you, Scully.
Sure.
Right around line 213, when the Tweedles are starting to do their recitations, they're obviously storytellers, and so what I'm wondering, if you're wanting me to so when he goes into Walrus and the Carpenter, are you wanting me to switch voices from the Tweedledum character that I'm doing into talk the Walrus?
Hang on 1 second. Where's that reverb coming from? Check. It's intermittent. Hang on, we'll just work. Yeah, whenever you think about reading something like that, that's kind of like when somebody tells you something and you're repeating what somebody said to somebody else. Just imagine how you would do that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I was at the coffee shop and I ran into Mary and she was like, "Hey, PD, how you been doing?" And then so on. You follow me?
Yep, I got you.
Does that answer your question?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Hey, Gemma, it's Gemma's Journey Grace. Gemma. Welcome, darling. Hey, Marie Halliday. Welcome to the show. Let's see here. Yep, so we have a nice clean script in front of us, and forgive me if I missed a typo or two, but we're just going to kind of get started here at scene 1. And this scene starts off with the Cheshire Cat coming on stage with a big smile on his face.
Well, what do we have here, brave audience? Tonight, you're going on a journey into the magical world of Wonderland. I am the Cheshire Cat, and I will be your guide tonight as we explore the land of enchantment. Now, if you've been here before and know the story well, sit back and relax and experience the tale in a way you never knew possible. Oh, yes, and don't forget my mischievous smile and sparkly eyes will shine a light in the path as we journey deeper into the unknown.
The cat opens the door to reveal Alice. She walks out onto the middle stage, and the cat walks into it and disappears. Voices are heard off stage of Alice's dad, mom, sister, and friend. Alice, why can't you listen to us when you're told, young lady?
Alice, please. You're making me very sad. You think of no one but yourself. You cannot expect us to take this sitting down. We are your mother and father, and we want what's best for you. No, you don't. All you want to do is put me in your little bubble of priorities. It's boring and no fun at all.
Sister, but I do.
Rosalie, look careful. Don't get too close.
I'm sorry?
Don't get too close. We lost you there. It warbled out. Just try it again. Line 37.
Sister, why can't we?
Still popping out. Hang on. Let's see.
I'm still right here. Didn't touch nothing.
Okay.
Sibilance.
Maybe. Hey, Izzy, refresh her echo cancellation on Rosalie, if you don't mind. We'll redo 37. Is Izzy gone? No, she's here.
Sister, why can't we ever get along? I know I'm the eldest, but I do love you. Why can't you see that?
You don't love me. You and your high society taste are always too good for me.
You know that's not what it is at all. I don't think.
Well, then you shouldn't talk.
You're so bossy, Alice. We're all trying to have fun, and you always ruin it with your constant bossiness and being a know-it-all.
That's because you don't know enough. I have improved your silly game. I grow tired of playing with you.
You're so obsessed with things that make no sense at all. Stop daydreaming all the time. It is unhealthy.
Nonsense is far better than anything you've been telling me. I can daydream if I want to. You can't just go through life playing games of fantasy and grandeur. You make no time for those who care deeply for you. You need to grow up. I don't want to grow up. Grown-ups are so dull. You have no fun at all.
You can be so cruel to us, you know? Just because you think you're the prettiest doesn't mean that you can demean your own sibling.
I am prettier than you. You just can't admit it.
Stop it! I don't want to play with you, Alice. You're horrid.
And you are all a bunch of fuddy-duddies. You're such a stubborn girl, Alice.
Girl.
I'm not stubborn. You all are. Huh. Oh, Dinah, it's so dreadfully awful. They'll never understand me. Oh, you wicked, wicked little thing. Really, we ought to have taught you better manners. It's all I hear from my parents. They never talk about what I want. My sister's no help either. She always wants me to be just like her. I'm nothing like her, yet she constantly is bombarding me with her constant talks on proper etiquette. And then there are my so-called friends. It's not my fault. I know so much and so little. I know so much about things that nobody else cares for. Well, I care for them even if I have to care for them by myself. Oh, I wish there was a way I could escape from all of this. No more manners, no more rules, and no more sense. Wait! Yes, that's it, Dinah. If I had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is because everything would be what it isn't. And contrariwise, whatever it would be, it wouldn't be. And whatever it wouldn't be, it would. Don't you see, Dinah? Well, if only such a place existed. I'd give anything to go to a place like that.
predictably rash, curious, and confused as ever, with brain hard as steel, yet light as a feather. Come to me, Alice. I'll show you the true measure of your madness.
What was that, do you suppose? I wonder where it's coming from. Oh, oh, dear me. That's got to be narration there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that, didn't I?
Alice jumps.
Alice jumps with surprise to see the cat leaning against a tree, just looking at her and smiling.
Hello, Alice.
And the cat jumps in front of her, and Alice just looks at her and continues to smile. Alice backs up a bit.
You know my name, but I've never met you before, whatever it is you are.
Of course you haven't. We've just met. Makes you wonder why I know your name, doesn't it?
Well, yes, it does make me wonder.
Wonder, wonder, wonder. I couldn't help but listen to yourself talking to your delightful friend about some truly sorrowful something.
Oh,
But no worries. I am no one to judge, and yet I am someone to judge altogether. After all, you haven't even asked me a question. You are more than deserving of it.
are you a cat?
A Cheshire cat, my dear. But please don't try to figure me out. You'll only exhaust yourself. Now let's not dwindle on such boring topics. Let's talk about you. That is what you like, isn't it?
Well,
What if I was to tell you that I could help you with your little problem?
What do you mean?
I can give you exactly what you want. An escape from this very dull world where everyone does nothing but pester you and tell you what to do. Doesn't that sound wonderful?
It does, actually. But I don't see how anyone could possibly.
Who's to say that things are possible? I deal in things that are indeed impossible. I'm not one for giving things out for free. A free sample merely shows you the possibility of utter disappointment. So why don't we cut a little deal?
A deal?
Now, here's the deal. Your nonsense never have to be part of societal norms ever again. I'll take one thing from you. Think of it as
What will it take from me?
oh, just a token, merely a trifle. You won't even miss it.
Oh, well, as long as it's nothing important like my hair or my shoes or my fancy dresses. A girl like me always needs to make a good appearance. I need those things, you know. One possibly cannot live without those necessities.
I understand. Have we got a deal?
All right. I don't see how you can do anything, but I've never seen a cat that could smile, so it may be possible.
Nothing's impossible, Alice. Now listen, this is important. In a few moments, a right wabbit will appear. In a hurry, follow it.
Don't you mean a white rabbit?
What are you talking about? What rabbit? Oh, never mind. Just be on the lookout for that right wabbit and follow it urgently. You'll know when you see it. It's wearing a waistcoat. Ta-ta, Alice. I'm sure we will meet again soon. Remember, never look back, always ahead. Look forward to what you feel or back at what you dread.
The cat walks away from Alice, not turning his head until he's off stage.
So strange. I didn't know cats could smile. Nor did I think there would be white rabbits with waistcoats. Oh, excuse me. Right wabbits.
Suddenly, from the other side of the stage, the cat, disguised as the white rabbit, runs around the stage for a bit, looking frantically at his watch now and again.
Oh, goodness. Oh, my furs and whiskers. I'm late. I'm late. I'm late.
A waistcoat and a watch. Most curious. No, Dinah, stay here. I'll be back shortly, I hope. Mr. Rabbit! Wait! Where are you going?
And the White Rabbit speeds past Alice in a flash and makes his way to the other side of the stage.
No. I'm overdue. I'm really in a stew. No time to say goodbye. Hello. I'm late.
And the White Rabbit dives into the stage left as if diving into a hole. Alice runs to the far stage left and kneels down as if looking into a hole and begins to crawl into it. The stage blacks out as Alice speaks.
He must have gone down here. What a peculiar thing to hide in. It's not very deep. Wait, yes, it is very deep. I feel like I'm falling. Ah!
Stop daydreaming, Alice.
It's time to grow up.
Why can't you understand?
You're so stubborn. So
So stubborn. So stubborn. So stubborn.
A shattered mirror can be reassembled.
A little paste and a lot of patience make all the difference. Though perhaps not in this case. As the stage is still black, trees are wheeled into position along with the door from the beginning. A loud thump is heard and the lights go up, revealing Alice on the ground.
Ooh. Oh, dear me. I must have fallen a long time to have landed so softly. After this, I shall think nothing of falling downstairs. No time for that. Now, where is that rabbit? He couldn't have gotten far. I wonder where exactly I am. Have I landed where people walk upside down? That's just silly. Oh, I feel so strange. What's happened to me? That fall really shook me up.
The cat walks behind her without realizing and stands there as she talks.
You are much more than shaken. Or less now that you've finished your fall. Some things are meant to be lost if they're not understood. I did just say we would meet again. I am a cat of my word.
Alice jumps at the cat's line and backs up a bit.
So what are you saying? What's going on? Where am I?
You haven't figured it out yet? Oh, this is absolutely marvelous. You are making this easy for me.
Wait a minute. You know exactly what I lost, and you know where I am. Tell me right now. This is becoming very uncomfortable very fast.
Why, Alice, you have a sharp tongue. I wouldn't suspect anything less from you. You, my child, are in Wonderland. As a cat of my word, I have given you the haven of nonsense, the kingdom of crazy, the world of nothing more than the maddest of qualities.
Huh. Sounds like a rather silly place. The deal is off, Cat. I have no more time to waste. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be taking my leave by waking up from this dream.
Oh, you think this is a dream? Now that is crazy to say. You're going to fit in just fine.
Alice goes to the door and tries to open it, but it seems to be locked.
Open this door, Cat.
And why would I do that? It actually pains me to tell you that I cannot open it, nor would I want to. You cannot leave. Not now.
And why not?
You cannot leave because you have lost something that is indeed irreplaceable. Without it, you cannot possibly live.
Well, go on. What is it?
You already know what you have lost. Or perhaps you are too ignorant and childish to what it is you have lost. Listen deep within you and tell me what you do not hear anymore. Try finding the beat to the rhythm if you catch my drift. Oh, I do hope it's nothing not worth losing, as you've said many times.
My heart. I can't hear my heartbeat.
Ah, now you're catching on.
What did you do?
Don't you remember our deal? I got what I wanted from you the moment you fell into that rabbit hole, and now this world is made because of your sacrifice. Love is now nothing but a stranger to you. Not that it mattered much to you, anyways. I bet it feels so liberating to know that you have no need to feel love. So sit back and relax. You have what you wanted, and so do I. The train is coming with its shiny cars, comfy seats and wheels of stars. So hush, my little one, have no fear. The man in the moon is the engineer.
No, no, this isn't. You better tell me where my heart is right now.
Oh, no, I can't do that. That isn't how deals work, Alice.
You're nothing but a cheeky cat. I want my heart back now.
Why?
Because, well, I don't know. That's why. Now give it back.
Well, since you asked so politely, how badly do you want it back?
I'll pull that smile right off your face if you don't tell me.
The cat, it stands and ponders a bit just to get Alice more riled up with her demanding for her heart back.
Tell you what. How about a little game?
A game? What kind of game?
This world of yours is your game field. Somewhere deep within it, I have hidden what you have lost. If you are able to back what you find precious to you, I'll let you go home. But if you cannot find it in the time I provide, then you have to stay here forever.
How much time do I have?
I think I'll keep that information to myself, just to keep you on edge.
But why? You're being unfair.
In here, there is no such thing as a fair game. Not in this world. There is no that time, and you might as well accept my terms. Otherwise, you will be trapped here. So, will you play with me, please?
All right, fine. I'll play your odious game, only because I want to go home.
For now, you want to. Now hurry along through that door. Your precious treasure awaits your rescue, Alice. But be careful. Only a very few find the way, and some don't even recognize it when they do. Some don't ever want to. Let your need guide your behavior. Suppress your instinct to lead, and pursue the rabbit.
The cat walks through the door himself and proceeds to transform into the rabbit again. Alice appears on stage again from the opposite side of the cat.
Oh, this is useless. I have absolutely no idea where to go or where to look. That cat. Oh, that cat. I'll give him a good kick if I see him again.
I'm late.
The rabbit! Oh, Mr. Rabbit, wait! Drat, I'll never catch him at this rate.
Alice runs around the other side of the stage. The cat is Tweedledum and Tweedledee, standing on stage perfectly still behind her.
I wonder if he's hiding. Maybe in here? No. Oh, my, what curious figures.
The Tweedles jump as Alice is examining their collars, and she is startled by it.
If you think we're waxworks, you ought to pay, you know.
The Tweedles nudge each other each time they finish a line of dialogue.
Is that Mark? Tweedledee? Or
Yep.
I was muted, sorry.
no problem. What line?
Okay. 174, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Contrary-wise, if you think we're real, you ought to speak to us.
That's
That's
logic.
logic.
I'm sure I'm very sorry, but
Tweedledum begins to recite with Tweedledee as if Alice had not spoken at all.
Tweedledum and Tweedledee agreed to have a battle.
For Tweedledum said Tweedledee had spoiled his nice new rattle.
I really don't understand, but I must be.
Just then flew down a monstrous crow as black as tar barrel.
Which frightened both the heroes so. They quite
They
forgot
forgot their
the
quarrel.
quarrel.
That's quite a little story for a couple of siblings, I guess.
I know what you're thinking about us, but it isn't no how.
Contrariwise, if it was so, it might be, and if it were so, it would be. It would be, but if it isn't, it ain't.
That's
That's
logic.
Well, if that's all, then I must go now.
You're beginning backwards.
The first thing in a visit is to say,
How do you do and shake hands? Shake hands, shake hands.
hands.
How do you do and
Do,
shake
shake
hands?
hands.
State your name and business. That's manners.
matters.
Really? Well, my name is Alice, and I'm looking for my.
You like recitations?
Well, yes, I do, but I.
Which we shall repeat to her.
How about the walrus and the carpenter? That's a good one.
Perfect.
Wait, I don't want to.
Sit down now. This will be a real treat for you. Let's begin.
The Tweedles push her into a seat and stand in center stage as they begin their story. A spotlight shines on the Tweedles.
The sun was shining on the sea, shining with all its might.
He did his very best to make the billow smooth and bright.
And this was odd because it was both the middle of the night.
The walrus and the carpenter were walking close at hand. Oh, I screwed that up. Sorry.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I screwed it up. You see that line 210?
Mm-hmm.
That I needed to separate both. That's both of you supposed to say the middle of the night, and I forgot that. I didn't catch it. I'm sorry. You see that?
Yep.
So let's start back at line 208.
Okay. The sun was shining on the sea, shining with all its might.
He did his very best to make the billow smooth and bright.
And this was odd because it was the, then we say it together, the middle of the night. The walrus and the carpenter were walking close at hand.
They wept like anything to see such qualities of sand.
If this were only cleared away, they said, it surely would be grand.
Mr. Walrus, the carpenter said, my mind begins to perk. We'll sweep this clear in half this year, and if you don't mind doing the work.
The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of other things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax and cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot, and whether pigs have wings. Kaloo no work today with the cabbages and kings.
The Tweedles act as if a group of oysters are coming to their feet.
Oh, oysters, come and walk with us, the walrus did beseech. A pleasant walk, a pleasant talk along the briny beach. We cannot do with more than 4 to give a hand to each. But Mother Oyster winked her eye and shook her heavy head, meaning to say she did not choose to leave the oyster bed.
But 4 young oysters hurried up, all eager for the treat. Their coats were brushed, their faces washed, their shoes were clean and neat. And this was odd because,
they hadn't any feet. 4 other oysters followed them, and yet another 4, and thick and fast they came at last, and more, and more, and more, all hopping through the frothy waves and scrambling to the shore.
The Tweedles march around and look back as if the oysters were following them. When they get off the stage and nom 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 is heard off stage, the Tweedles come back with a handkerchief in hand.
I wait for you, the walrus said. I deeply sympathize, for I've enjoyed your company much more than you realize.
With sobs and tears, he snorted out those of the largest size, holding his pocket handkerchief before his streaming eyes.
Oh, oysters, said the carpenter, you've had a pleasant run. Shall we be trotting home again? But the answer they came none. And this was scarcely odd because
They'd
eaten
eaten everyone.
everyone.
The end.
Dead.
That was a very sad story. But I like the walrus best because you see he was a little sorry for the poor oysters.
He ate more than the carpenter, though.
Oh, then I like the carpenter best.
But he ate as many as he could get. This is what happens when the two pair of fights to see who can be better than the other.
But you know I'm the best brother.
Mark.
Shut up and I'll knock your block off.
Oh, yes, I see.
Would you like another one?
No, I couldn't ask for.
You
are an old Father William.
First. You are old Father William, the young man said, and your hair has become very white. And yet you incessantly stand on your head. Do you think at your age it is right?
In my youth, Father William replied to his son, I'd do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again.
Cat.
SR 242.
Sorry, I was muted. What two fighting siblings or friends don't know is that one is not right and not one is wrong. Turns out that they are both rather stupid to start fighting in the first place.
The stage trees move around again. We see the white rabbit. Sk, sk, sk.
Marianne! Oh, drat! Where is that girl? Marianne!
Oh, Mr. Rabbit, I need your help. Could you please?
And the white rabbit is looking around while Alice is talking. Once he sees her, he stomps over to her very crossly.
Why, Marianne, what are you doing out here?
Marianne?
And the rabbit starts shoving her to the other side of the stage in a hurry.
Don't just do something, stand there. No, get my gloves. Go get my gloves. I'm late.
But I need you to tell me.
My gloves at once. Wait, drink this. Now go. Do you hear?
Goodness! I suppose I'll be taking orders from Dinah next.
Alice exits.
Dinah, you're quite a precious friend to her, aren't you? It's amazing that you listen to her. She's quite the beastly girl. I suppose she has to have some friends to listen to her selfish problems. I do envy you. Now, let's see. Yes, that should be enough of an adjustment. The whole world is quite vast to man, but the humble hill is a universe to the comprehension of a blossom. Everyone knows that.
The cat runs off stage, chuckling to himself. Alice appears on stage again with a group of talking flowers, standing perfectly still as if they were ordinary flowers. When Alice mentions seeing a bug, she will look as if it is flying around her head as the buzzing sound effect is played.
Oh dear. Now where do you suppose I am? Wait a minute. Have I? Well, now I know how an ant feels when he's off to make his queen happy with a crumb of bread. But I can't go on this search as small as this. What am I to do? Oh, look at that. It's a curious butterfly.
Bread and butterfly, you mean?
Oh, who do you suppose that was? Oh, that's a horsefly. A rocking horsefly.
I think that's going to be PD. Lily.
What no, sorry.
274. You're going to fill in for Lily.
Naturally.
I beg your pardon, but what did you... Oh, nonsense. Flowers can't talk.
But of course we can talk, my dear.
If there's anyone worth talking to.
Oh, wait a minute. I think aren't you doing Iris, Nez?
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay,
Sorry.
you're Lily PD, and then Nez is Iris. Let's go back up to line 273, please.
Oh, who do you suppose that was? Oh, that's a horsefly. A rocking horsefly.
Naturally.
I beg your pardon, but what did you... Oh, nonsense. Flowers can't talk.
But of course we can talk, my dear.
If there's anyone worth talking to.
Or about.
Can all flowers talk? As well as you can, and a great deal louder.
You can learn a lot of things from the flowers, you know. We are prone to hear many things, given that most don't realize we can hear them. Leads to much gossip, that's for sure.
Really? Like what?
Well, bread and butterflies kiss the tulips only in the month of June.
Tiger lilies love the dandelions in the spring. That is, if the dandelion doesn't shed that year.
There are dogs and caterpillars and a copper centipede.
Daisies are lazy in the summer sun.
Violets are shy around their buds.
And don't even get us going on those dizzy daffodils. That's amazing. I shall have debates with my mother's posies when I get home. Oh, my mother. Alice, please, you're making me very sad.
Seek and ye shall find, they say, but they never say what you'll find.
What kind of garden do you come from?
Oh, I'm not from a garden.
Do you suppose she's a wildflower?
Oh, I'm not a wildflower.
Of what species, or shall we say genus, are you, my dear?
I guess you could say that I'm a genius humanus. Alice.
Have you ever seen an Alice with a bloom like that?
Come to think of it, have you ever seen an Alice?
And did you notice her petals? What a peculiar color.
And no fragrance.
Oh, and just look at those stems.
Rather scrawny, I'd say. But I'm not a flower. Ah! Just as I suspected, she's nothing more than a common mobile vulgaris.
Oh, no! Alice is a common what?
To put it bluntly, a weed. I am not a weed.
Well, you wouldn't expect her to admit it.
Can you imagine? Oh, my goodness.
Don't let her stay
Oh,
here.
you can't stay here. Go on now. Shoot, shoot. Nasty, nasty.
Go away.
Go on, get out of here.
Go away.
Well, fine, if that's how you really feel. But if I were in my right size, I'd pick every one of you. That'd teach you. You can learn a lot of things from the flowers. Huh? I suppose they could learn a thing or two about manners.
Smoke begins to appear in the caterpillar, seen smoking and singing on top of a mushroom. Alice goes up to him and sits on a mushroom beside the one the caterpillar is on to listen.
A puff of passion, a scent of sorrow. Will the sun bask in the valley of tomorrow? A whiff of woe and a jolt of joy. Great hookah, spring forth your songs to employ. Who are you? I hardly know, sir, just at present. At least I know who I was when I got up this morning. But I've changed so many times since then. What do you mean by that? Explain yourself. I can't explain myself. I'm afraid, sir, because I'm not myself, you see. I do not see. I'm afraid I can't put it more clearly, for I can't understand it myself. To begin with, being the same one moment and different the next. So very confusing. It is not. Well, it is to me. Why? Well, I can't remember things that I used to. Recite. Yes, sir. How does the busy bee improve shining? Stop! That is not spoken correctly. It goes like this.
When the caterpillar begins, he notices that there is no smoke coming out of his hookah. Sk, sk, sk. So he shakes it up, makes Alice laugh. He begins reciting.
Ahem. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail, and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly he spreads his claws, and welcomes little fishies in with gently smiling jaws. Sorry. Let me take a drink.
Hey, Steve-O.
Whew. Okay. Well, I must say I've never heard it said like that before. I know! I've improved it. Well, if you ask me, you! Who are you? I told you I don't... forget it. I'm done with this. You, girl, wait! Come back. I have something important to say.
Alice comes back in a huff to hear what the caterpillar has to say.
Well? Oh, that's her. Well, keep your temper. Is that all? No, exactly what is your problem? Well, I want to get back to normal height and continue my search. Why? Well, 3 inches high isn't a very good height. I am exactly 3 inches high, and it's a very good height indeed. One side will make you grow taller. One side of what? And the other side will make you grow shorter. The other side of what? The mushroom, of course.
And the caterpillar walks off stage, leaving the hookah behind. And holding his end off the ground, Alice looks at the mushroom the caterpillar had been sitting on and takes 2 pieces off.
Oh, here we are. Let me see. Which side is which? Well, this is ridiculous. I'll just try one and be off with it. Besides, I'm tired of being 3 inches high. Oh, am I back to normal?
I find that highly doubtful.
At this rate, I shall forget what normal is. This pain I've been feeling. Is this what it's like to have no heart? Shall I ever be the same again? I must hurry.
Alice exits and the Cheshire Cat comes back on stage watching her again. He is smoking the hookah of the caterpillar.
It's time for you to grow up, Alice.
Yes, hurry along, dear Alice. Time is of the essence. The time has come to time yourself accordingly, and the time is drawing near. I do believe I've made quite a mess. Time is not doing its job. This doesn't come as a surprise, really. I feel that she would be delighted to see a more familiar face. Once a face meets another, that face shall never leave the mind of the beholder. My thoughts exactly.
Alice walks on again, looking at the signs that are on the trees. She is confused, since they don't just show left and right, but up and down and any other way available.
Now, where am I to go now? I feel like I'm just walking in circles in this crazy place. But which way is the...
The cat is sinking without appearing yet. Alice can hear him and begins to be very intent in finding where he's hiding.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere. Show yourself, you mangy thing.
And the cat appears behind her, taps her on the shoulder. This makes her jump and turn sharply to him.
Lose something?
lose something, that something you are referring to is something you stole from me. If you were in my world, you would be charged indefinitely for theft.
You wouldn't be able to charge me. You wouldn't have the heart to do so.
Oh,
Besides, I never get involved in politics. I suppose you need some assistance if this is going to be any fun for me. You may know a lot, but as you must already know, I sure don't need a weather vane to tell where the wind blows. How about a little hint? I won't tell you where your precious treasure is.
well, then you are no help to me. I can find it on my own.
However, I will give you a direction on where to go to get out of this wooded glen, maybe. Since knowing where you're going is preferable to being lost, ask and...
Fine, tell me.
Not until you ask politely first.
All right, Cheshire Cat. Would you please tell me which way I ought to go from here?
Well, that depends a good deal on where you want to get to.
I don't much care where I...
Then it doesn't really matter which way you go.
Well, as long as I can get somewhere...
You're sure to do that if you walk far enough.
Oh, you are enjoying this way too much.
Oh, by the way, if you'd really like to know, he went that way.
Who did?
The right wabbit.
He did?
He did what?
Go that way.
Who did?
The white rabbit.
What rabbit?
But didn't you just say... Oh, never mind. You can go now. I'm already very much on edge as of late. No thanks to you.
Perfect. When you're not on edge, you're taking up too much space. Never let someone drive you mad. It's nearby anyways, and the walk is good for you.
Beastly thing.
However, if I were looking for a white rabbit, I'd ask the Mad Hatter. He lives that way.
A Mad Hatter? Oh, no, I don't think I would want to.
Oh, and there's also the March Hare in that direction.
Oh, then I will go visit him then. Goodbye.
Of course, he's mad too.
But I don't want to go among mad people.
Oh, you can't help that. We're all mad here. You may have noticed that I'm not all there myself. And you're mad too, you know.
What a rude thing to say.
Good thing you're calling the kettle black. It's almost time for tea at the March Hare's residence.
And how exactly am I mad?
You must be, or you wouldn't have come here.
You made me come here.
Actually, I didn't. You came here of your own free will, and you didn't have to follow that rabbit. You didn't have to fall into that hole.
All right, fine. And how do you know that you're mad minus what I've already gathered from your despicable character?
Well, when a dog growls, he's angry. And when he wags his tail, he's happy. I growl when I'm happy, and I wag my tail when I'm angry. Therefore, I'm mad.
I believe it's called purring, not growling.
Call it what you like. Now, I do believe you should be going to visit the March Hare, correct?
Well, I suppose I must. I will win this game of yours. Just you watch.
Oh, believe me, I will be.
Alice is about to walk off, but the cat stops her.
Oh, before you go, I have a question. How do you run from what's inside your head?
What are you talking about? I haven't the foggiest idea of what that means.
I thought so. Off you go now.
Alice leaves for the March Hare's house. The cat stays and leans against one of the trees and pulls out the heart and is surprised to see that it is no longer black, but now gray.
Indeed. Where to run, how to run, why to run. Well, this wasn't supposed to happen. And I had been so careful too. Yes, too careful. Yes, fear can make anyone do something desperate, for it is fear that will make the heart weak. and I do believe that my dear Alice is quite afraid. We shall see just how afraid you can be of your own misgivings. Beware your fear. Beware the Jabberwock, my dear. Jaws that bite, claws that catch. Beware his eyes of flame, for it is you he's come to snatch. Run, Alice, run!
Loud roar is heard off stage, along with the sound of a stomping noise. Everything fades to black. Scene 7, the lights come on to reveal the Mad Hatter, the March Hare, and the Dormouse having a tea party, singing a very merry unbirthday. Alice enters as they are singing and stops to listen before approaching them.
Wake up, Dormy. It's time for the tea party.
But it's in the middle of my daily 23-hour nap. I should probably make it 24 now.
Come, let's begin. Around and round we go, we fly.
Bring out the tea and cakes and pie.
Earl Grey and Jasmine too.
For it's a merry birthday to you.
So pour the cups and serve the wine.
For today's the day that we shall dine.
Oolong, chamomile, and herbal brew.
Let's have a merry birthday to you.
The Hare and the Hatter begin chatting with themselves. Their elbows are on the sleeping Dormouse.
It must be very uncomfortable for the Dormouse. Only as it's asleep, I suppose it doesn't mind.
The Hatter and the Hare hear Allison turn swiftly to her and then start clamoring and running around to the front of the table to block Alice.
No room!
No, I can say no room!
But I thought there was plenty of room. But it doesn't matter. I haven't the time for...
Hare grabs Alice and sits her down at the head of the table.
Ah, but it's very rude to sit when not being invited.
I'll say it's rude. It's very, very rude indeed.
Give me just a minute, man. This is the first time I've heard him, and he sounds like
Ladies and
Charles
gentlemen,
Nelson
welcome
Riley.
Burnt Flowers Fallen, a.k.a.
Well done, Burnt Flowers. You sound like Charles Nelson Riley on the frickin' Match Game from
We're going to start back at
1970.
461 here in just a second.
Let me take
Nez
a
get
drink.
it out of her.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry, I've never heard it before. It just hit me in the face like a big surprise. Wow.
Hey, Izzy, just like 2 ticks. Pull Steve-O up on the Mad Hatter. Just 2 ticks.
Oh, my God.
I love it.
I'm crying. Oh, my God. Whew. Okay, I'm ready.
Let's go back to 461. The Hare grabs Alice and sits her down at the head of the table.
Ah, but it's very rude to sit down when not being invited.
I'll say it's rude. It's very, very rude indeed.
Very, very rude indeed.
But if there's no room for me, then I must
have some wine.
I don't see any wine.
There isn't any.
It's not very civilized to offer some if there isn't any.
It's not very civilized to sit when not being invited.
I'll say it's not civilized. It's very not civilized indeed. You must have a cup of tea.
Yes, indeed. You must have a cup of tea.
But I'm interrupting your birthday party. I really must be.
Birthday? My child, this is not a birthday party.
Of course not. It's an unbirthday party.
Unbirthday? What is that?
Well, you see now, 30 days except on a birthday. If you have a birthday, she doesn't know what an unbirthday is.
You don't? Well, I shall illuminate this query. Now, statistics prove that if you have one birthday...
That's right. Just one birthday every year.
Yes, but there are 364 unbirthdays.
That is exactly why we're here to cheer.
Oh, that makes absolutely no sense.
Hatter pulls out a pocket watch from his hat and shakes it and dips it in his tea.
Speaking of which, what day is it?
Excuse me?
What day is it?
The 4th.
Ah, 2 days slow. This clock's 2 days slow.
2 days slow.
2 days slow? But why would a watch tell what day it is instead of the time?
Why not? Does your watch tell you what year it is?
Well, no, but...
Butter, of course, it needs some butter.
Hare grabs a plate of butter. He passes it around to Alice, who passes it to the Hatter. He begins spreading it on the watch.
Butter? But wait! You'll get crumbs all over it.
But it's the very best butter. Yes, here we go. Now what else?
Tea!
Oh, tea! I forgot about tea. Oh, Earl Grey, good year.
That's going to...
Jam!
Yeah, jam. Yes, jam. Very good. Not strawberry, please.
Wait, you mustn't do that.
Sugar?
Oh, 2 spoons, please.
Mustard!
The Hatter takes the mustard. But during his line, he stops and puts the mustard away and grabs a slice of lemon and squeezes it on the watch.
Mustard, yes, mustard? Let's not be silly. Lemon, that's different. There, that should do it.
The Hatter holds the watch in his hands, but then he starts to shake violently as if the watch was going crazy and starts running around with the watch in his grasp.
Oh no! Look at that! Look at this! Oh dear! It's going mad! The tea was too strong! It might have been the jam!
But it's butter!
Butter! Mad watch! Mad watch!
Mad watch! There's only one way to stop a mad watch.
The March Hare takes out a mallet and smashes the watch on the table.
It's 2 days slow, that's what it is.
And the Hatter tosses the watch to Alice. She looks at the broken thing and is very annoyed.
Well, great. Now the watch is ruined. Now, as much as I have loved this neglect for manners and any care for trinkets that keep time, I must...
Clean cup, move down.
The Mad Hatter grabs Alice's hand and runs around the table. The March Hare follows close behind. They end up right back in their original spots. The Dormouse stays asleep in the same chair.
Move down, move down, move down.
Goodness, you both have no manners.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
A riddle. Now we shall have some fun. Let me see.
Oh, the Dormouse is asleep again.
The March Hare takes one of the teapots and pours some tea on the Dormouse's nose. The Dormouse jolts and wakes up only to fall asleep again after his line.
Of course. It was best butter indeed.
Have you guessed the riddle yet?
I give up. What's the answer?
I haven't the faintest idea.
You really shouldn't waste time asking riddles you don't know the answer to.
If you knew time as well as I, you wouldn't dream of wasting it. It's him.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you don't. I dare say never be spoken of time.
Perhaps not, but I know I have to beat time when I learn music.
Aha, that comes for it. He won't stand a beating. If you were on good terms with time, you would do an 8-hour day feel like short 30 seconds. You needn't worry of the lessons for it. Be dinner time in a flash. Lessons have no importance when it's dinner time. Everyone knows that.
I can't imagine anyone wanting to do that.
I can. Lots of people wish it were so. I could do it all the time, but sadly not anymore.
Why not? Did you have a fallout with time?
Indeed. We quarreled last March, just before he went mad. It was a great concert for the Queen of Hearts, and I had to sing. The trio starts to sing, but it's more like yelling like maniacs in the poor rhythm. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat. How I wonder where you're at. I'm sure you've heard of it.
I've heard something like it, but...
It goes on, like this. Above the world, you fly. Like tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, 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 little bat. How I wonder where you're at.
Scully.
Sorry, where we at?
Throwing him off.
What line?
560.
Sorry. The trio of lunatics continue to sing Twinkle until Alice's next line.
Are you quite done?
When all of a sudden the queen cries out, "He's murdering the time! Off with his head!"
Oh, how dreadful!
And now time won't do a thing, I say. It's always 6 o'clock. We have no time to clean up the dishes between meals.
Pity. You make no time for those who care deeply for you.
I have an excellent idea. Let's change the subject. I vote for the lady who should tell us a story.
Oh, sure. I know a lot of wonderful stories, don't I? Oh, no. I feel as if I'm losing more and more as time goes by. Is time going by? Am I drifting? Floating? Oh, this pain. I can't seem to be rid of it.
As she is saying her last line, the cat, disguised as the Hatter, looks into the heart again without her seeing him do so, since she is very lost in thought. He then puts it away to resume his role as the Hatter.
Steps to enlightenment brighten the way, but the steps are steep. Take them one at a time.
Well, if you can't make polite conversation with a story, then the Dormouse shall.
Wake up, Dormouse!
Wake up, Dormouse!
The two pinch the mouse on both his arms and he springs awake.
Oh, yes, quite right. I was going to remark that myself.
Tell us a story, Dormouse.
And be quick about it. Otherwise, you may fall asleep again.
Well, once upon a time, there were 3 sisters whose names were Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly. They lived at the bottom of a well.
What did they live on?
They lived on Trekau.
They wouldn't have done that. They would have gotten ill.
So they were very, very ill.
The Hatter jumps in Alice's face with a teapot and a cup. Alice leans back a bit.
Would you like some more tea?
I haven't had any, so I can't possibly take more.
You mean you can't take less?
That's right. You can always take more than nothing.
So these 3 sisters were learning to draw.
What did they draw?
Treacle. They also drew things that began with the letter M.
Why the letter M?
Why not?
They drew things such as mousetraps, the moon, and muchness. I'm sure you've seen much of muchness, such as drawing of muchness. Haven't you?
Now that you ask me, I don't think...
Then you shouldn't talk!
As the Hatter says his line, the sound of her family is heard along with him. Alice pauses before saying her next line to proceed what she's heard.
We
We
are your mother
and
and father, and we will not take this sitting down. That's it! I've had it with you lunatics! I'm leaving!
As Alice is leaving, the Mad Hatter and the March Hare begin placing a teapot on the Dormouse's head, laughing like maniacs.
This has got to be the stupidest tea party I've ever been into in all my life.
Oh,
very amusing. But
Birthday
to
to
us.
us.
To
The
us!
scene is now very dark as Alice continues her search. The sounds of different creatures can be heard, including the sound of the Jabberwock.
I don't suppose that this could be the way out. Or maybe that way. That noise! Is it following me? No, I must calm down. Oh, it's useless. I'm lost again. This is awful. What if I never find my... What was I looking for again? Oh no, I can't even remember what I was even doing in this place. What if I never get out? Shall I never see my family again? That noise! What is it? Why am I so intent on running from it? It sounds so nasty. And Well, I guess I may have been a little nasty as well to my family. And maybe I only wanted my own way and never stopped to reason. Maybe they were just trying to advise on what the right thing to do is. But I give myself good advice all the time. Things like, if you hold a red-hot poker for too long, you will surely get burnt. Or, if you cut yourself with a knife deep enough, you'll bleed. And especially if you drink from a bottle marked poison, it is almost certainly to disagree with you sooner or later. Even if I gave myself all the advice in the world, I'd very seldom follow it. I guess that's how I always get into trouble. I'm here because I wanted to be, well, I got what I wanted, didn't I, Alice? I want to see my family again, don't I? I can't even remember what they look like. It's that horrid cat's fault. No, I can't give in now. Pull yourself together, Alice. There'll be no more crying. Shame on you.
Confront what frightens or offends you. Reckless or insulting talk should never go unchallenged.
Alice wipes the tears out of her eyes. We see the White Knight, which is going to be Mark. You're going to play the White Knight.
Okay. What line does he start with?
622. By the way, your mic sounds really good now, Mark.
Oh, okay. I got it situated in the middle of the desk, and
yeah, you're perfect, man. Great, awesome. And look, do y'all hear anything? I think it sounds good now.
Golden.
Awesome.
Scully, before we get started, is there any parts that Bimbo had that are cards that I need to do? Or
Does everybody? Good question, PD. Does everybody remember what card they were?
Yeah, hell no. I don't know.
I know. I don't either. I think I was card 1.
I was 3. I got
You
that.
were 3.
I think I'm 4.
Okay.
I think. Either that or the ace. I don't remember.
I can do 2.
All right, you take 2 PD, and then
write it down.
Who wants to be the ace?
I'll be the ace.
All right, so let's see if I can't figure this out real quick before we move forward here. I do want to kind of write that down.
Tanya wants to know if you need help.
Oh, howdy. All the help we can get.
I'm not sure. What do we have going on here? So we got the ace. The ace is going to be Nez, and I'm 1. And
Ace is 1, dude.
Rosaline is the ace 1? Okay.
The ace should be 1, right?
Okay.
Think of a deck of cards, right?
Okay, Nez, you want to do that?
Be the ace? Sure.
And 1, ace or 1.
Ace.
And then
Which one?
Rosaline.
You want me to do which one? You want me to do ace or 1 or both?
I don't know if there's an ace and a 1, or is it just?
I do not see any 1s. I'm scrolling forward. I see
just the ace.
2, 3.
I
and 4.
think 1 is the one who finds the tarts when they go missing. It's like 1 line deeper in the script somewhere, if I remember correctly. So we'll let PD do 1, and Nez can be the ace, and Rosaline is 2.
No, I'm 3.
I'm sorry, 3.
Only because I highlighted it already.
Okay, and who was 2?
Me.
PD. Okay, card 4. Is that Nez or?
Whatever you want.
Okay, Nez is card 4. I can't remember how many cards there are right now. I think that's just it. Yeah, I think that's just 4 there. Does that clear that all up, Rosaline? Do you see that?
Yeah, the thing is, the card 1, which is way down. Let me see. I just saw it here.
It's 806. I see it.
806.
Mhm.
I mean, that could be the same person as the ace, so we don't have to change it up.
Okay. We'll let.
I mean, honestly, you look at a deck of cards, and the 1 is the ace, right?
Okay.
So we don't have to have an extra person. Is
So
that okay with everybody?
let's do this. Let's let Nez be the ace. PD's 2, Rosaline 3, and Mark can be 4.
Sounds good.
Got that, Mark?
Roger, Scully.
All right, sehr gut, sehr gut. And we're picking back up with line 622 with the White Knight, riding on stage on a stick horse and constantly falls off it. He's wearing a helmet when he calls out to Alice.
Ahoy, ahoy, Jack, Jack.
Hmm?
You there, milady?
A white knight. Perhaps you've come to my rescue.
That would be correct. Oh, I think. No, if I can just find my way back myself.
I probably can't see where you're going. Would you mind removing your helmet so I may see my rescuer's face?
Certainly.
The knight removes his helmet to reveal his face. It is the cat's face, and at first Alice seems to recognize him, but then soon forgets, as if something compelled her to forget.
Huh? The cat!
Cat? Where? Oh, you think I'm the cat? Well, I might have been one when I had my milk at morning brunch. Do I have brunch today? I swear, it's as if I can't even remember my morning routine for. What day is it anyways? The 5th or the 4th?
Oh, great. Another loony with no idea of where he is or who he is.
Sorry. Who are you calling a loony, milady? This is quite untrue. I am a captain of the guard of the Queen of Hearts.
A queen! I haven't met any queens here yet, but perhaps the Queen of Hearts might know where my...
But let's not dwell on that. You know what this is?
The White Knight takes out a beehive from the satchel.
Yes?
It's my latest invention. If I hang it in a tree, bees shall nest in it. Or birds, possibly weasels.
I doubt it.
Have you seen this before, milady?
The knight pulls out a mouse trap and holds it close to Alice's face. She steps back with worry that it will snap.
Yes, it's
a mouse trap. This would help the bees keep the mice away. Or the mice help keep the bees away. Vice versa, huh? I never thought about that yet.
You're done rambling. Tell me more about this queen you spoke of.
The queen? Oh, yes, the greatest and the loudest monarch of all of the land. Hearts are her thing. So you don't think the last you want her to take your head as a trade. Always are her ways. She knows everything and nothing at the same time. Her tarts are the most delicious of morsels in all of the land.
Do you think she may know where my heart is? I know that sounds silly, but you're probably used to things sounding silly.
You lost your what? Why, my lady, for someone to have lost something that precious, you must be a nervous wreck.
Well, I'll get there quicker if you don't stop jabbering and help me out.
The sound of the Jabberwocky can be heard faintly. Alice is startled by it.
Always talk of things that make no sense.
Oh, goodness, milady. We should be on our way. The Queen's croquet match is almost about to begin, and you must be in attendance at once. I shall lead you out of the woods and into the Queen's garden. You're on your own afterwards.
But you haven't even answered.
Quick, onward, milady. Ho, ho, ho.
The White Knight grabs Alice's hand and runs off with her on stage. Before they get off stage, the knight falls over again. Rolling her eyes, Alice picks him back up again and the two head off stage. the trees are moving around again, and they now have white roses that are slightly painted red on certain parts. 4 card soldiers are singing as they are painting the roses red. Alice comes on stage to see their work.
All day
hold it.
and night we paint the white,
off
with the crimson
red.
Red.
We cannot sleep.
We cannot eat.
but many tears were shed.
Yet we do know.
They'll never grow. At least that's what we said.
All day and night we fix our plate and paint the roses red.
Card 2 accidentally bumps into 3. A little bit of paint splashes in. The other 2 cards, Ace and 4, giggle to each other like kids on a playground.
Oh, look out now, 2. Don't go splashing paint all over me like that.
I couldn't help it. The ace jogged my elbow.
That's right, too. Always lay the blame on others.
You'd better not talk. I heard the queen say only yesterday you deserved to be beheaded.
What for?
It's none of your business, 4.
Yes, it is his business, and I'll tell him. It was for bringing the cooked tulip roots instead of the onions.
Well, of all the unjust things.
That's enough out of you both. Seriously, I'd rather get my head removed than have to listen to you all bickering.
Pardon me, but why, Mr. 3, must you paint the roses red?
Huh?
Huh? Oh!
Well, you see, the fact is, miss, we planted the white roses by mistake, and
Queen,
the
queen, the vicious queen! The roses must be red!
If these are white,
within her sight,
she'll lop off all our heads. Goodness!
So
just stand there. Here, please. Save our heads and paint with glee.
Alice picks up a bucket of paint and brush to try and help the card painters out.
Oh dear. Yes, let me help you.
From bush to bush and hedge to hedge, our brushes swiftly flow from white to red.
that's what we said.
These roses are sure to go. So hurry on, and quickly now. No dreamings in your head. We must not dilly.
Or dally
today.
We're painting the roses red.
We're painting
the roses red.
A trumpet sounds and the 4 painters go running in all different directions in a panic.
The queen!
Queen! The queen! Make way for the queen!
Queen! Make way!
The queen!
A line of card soldiers march to the front of the stage in a synchronized fashion. They march for a bit and then circle around the back of the stage and stand at attention when the next line is called out by one of the captain's voice. Painters and Alice lay on the ground in reverence.
Cards halt. Sound off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack!
The White Rabbit, who appears in a page uniform with a scroll in his hand. The cat's tail can be seen by Alice.
The rabbit! Wait, was that his tail I just saw? No, it couldn't be.
Her Imperial Highness, Her Excellency, Her Grace, Her Royal Majesty, the Queen of Hearts.
Awesome. All the cards cheer loudly as the queen appears.
Yay!
The king nudges the rabbit and points to himself. Smaller cheers heard.
Yeah.
The queen then walks over to the painted roses sinisterly and then turns to the cards who are painting.
Who's been painting my roses red? Who's been painting my roses red? Come clean right now. I'll show you how. I'll take your stupid head. Someone must dread what I've said for painting the whole of the royal flower bed. Well?
Oh, no, Your Majesty, please. It's all her fault.
Not me, Your Grace. The ace.
You? No, two. The deuce, you say.
Not me, the three.
That's enough. Off with the heads.
The soldiers cheer as the 4 painters are carried off stage by a couple of the card soldiers.
Off with the heads. Off with the heads. Silence! Silence!
The soldiers jump at the Queen's line and huddle up around each other in fear. They get out of the way for the Queen and the King to see Alice.
Oh, please, Your Majesty. They were just trying to. And who is this?
Well, let me see who it is, my dear. Definitely isn't a heart. Do you suppose it's a club?
Why, it's a little girl. Yes, you see, I was hoping if you could look up, speak nicely, and don't twiddle your fingers. Turn out your toes, curtsy. Open your mouth a little wider, and always say, "Yes, Your Majesty." Yes, Your Majesty. Now, where do you come from, and where are you going? Well, Your Majesty, I was trying to find my way. Your way! Oh, don't be silly. In case you haven't heard, always here are my ways. Yes, I know. But I was just thinking. Curtsy while you're thinking. It saves time. Yes, Your Majesty. Now, if I may ask, I'll ask the questions. Can you do addition? I'm sorry, what? What's 1 and 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 1? I don't know. I lost count.
She can't do addition.
Can you do subtraction? Take 9 from 8. 9 from... I can't, but...
She can't do subtraction, oh goodness.
Can you do division? Divide a loaf with a knife. I suppose. Time's up. It's obviously bread and butter.
Correct, my dear.
We are through with lessons. Time for something different. Do you play croquet? A little bit, but then let the game begin!
Scene 10.
Places, everyone, hurry.
The soldiers scurry around the stage, grouping in twos to make an arch for the game. A card soldier brings out 2 balls and 2 flamingos to the Queen and Alice. The Queen takes the first shot and totally misses, but the crowd cheers for her. Alice takes a shot, but everybody boos her until she actually makes a shot. The Queen orders off with his head to the one card that cheers for her.
Off with his head!
Off with his head, by order of the King. You heard what she said.
While the Queen takes her next turn, the cat. The cat appears and motions for Alice. Alice, in a huff, stomps over to him. In her huff, the sound of the Jabberwock can be heard faintly.
I say, how are you getting on?
That's quite enough of that, cat. I'm the one asking the questions this time. What exactly have you been doing this whole time? As far as I know, you never show up unless you intend to. But I may have seen you more than just those times, haven't I?
Whatever do you mean? I've just been minding my own business like any good cat would do.
Are you sure? Because I'm starting to believe that you have a much bigger part in this game. Wouldn't you agree?
Beg pardon?
I said, who are you talking to? The Cheshire Cat, Your Majesty. Cat? Where? What? Right there. Huh? There he is again. I'm warning you, child. If I lose my temper, you'll lose your head, understand? Yes, Your Majesty. All this yelling has made me hungry. Bring me my tots! My tots, man! Bring me my tots!
King muted. Let's go back to line 7. Sorry.
Go back to what?
Line 798. I think Steve-O might have been muted.
Okay. Yes, Your Majesty. All this yelling has made me hungry. Bring me my tots!
Oh, hang on, let's see.
He's
Where you
muting himself. I can't unmute him.
at? Steve-O, you there, buddy? You're muted.
Yeah, I can't unmute him.
Steve-O.
He wrote he
There
lost
he is.
Hey, I
sound.
lost sound for a minute.
No problem. We'll go back to line 798. Work right up to where you were going to go at 800.
Yes, Your Majesty. All this yelling has made me hungry. Bring me my tots!
The tots. Hurry now, by order of the king.
Card 1 brings out a tray of tarts and places them on a stand. The queen goes off to take her next turn. The cat sees the tarts and sneaks on over and eats them up except for one. He goes back to Alice again.
You know, we could make her really angry. Shall we try?
Wait, you didn't.
I guess, yeah, that's card 1 there, which would be the ace.
Okay.
That's that one line I was thinking of. Sorry
Okay,
about that.
all right, sorry about that.
No problem.
The tots, someone's stolen the tots. Who dares take my delicious tots?
And the queen starts sniffing like a dog. She soon approaches Alice and the cat. As the queen is closing in on the cat and Alice, the cat places the tart in Alice's hands and disappears during its next line.
Hungry? Here you are. Bye.
Wait, no, I didn't. Ah! Oh, hello, Your Majesty. Someone's head's gonna roll for this. Yours! No, please, I didn't. Off with her!
Wait, consider, my dear. Shouldn't she have a trial first?
Trial?
Just a small trial,
Oh, very well. Let the trial commence.
The card soldiers move the trees off stage and bring in a raised platform with 2 chairs for the king and queen. Alice is moved to the side and a chair for the guilty party. The other card soldiers stand on one side of the stage and act as the jury. The bailiff makes his way in a powdered wig toward the king's side of the platform. PD, do you want to play the bailiff?
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
All right. 827.
Yep.
Okay. Your Royal Majesty, members of the jury, loyal subjects, and the king. The prisoner at the bar is charged with thievery of the Queen's delicious tarts, thereby willingly starving, tormenting, and otherwise annoying our beloved.
Don't mind all that. Get to the part where I lose my temper.
Thereby causing the Queen to lose her temper.
Now then, are you ready for sentence? Sentence? There needs to be a verdict first. Sentence first, verdict afterwards. But that's not the way. All ways are your ways, Your Majesty. Thank you. Off with her!
Consider, my dear, we call no witnesses. Couldn't we hear maybe 1 or 2?
Oh, very well. But get on with it.
First witness.
The Tweedle brothers.
The cat disguises himself as the Tweedles quickly, proceeds to the witness stand. Alice sees the process of the cat disappearing and the Tweedles appearing. She seems very suspicious.
And what do you 2 know about this dreadful occurrence?
When the Tweedles answer, we hear the dialogue of Alice's sister. This acts as a memory to Alice. What they actually say is nothing.
Sister, why can't we ever get along? I know I'm the eldest, but I do love you. Why can't you see that?
What did you say?
Nothing.
Nothing.
We know
You know
nothing.
nothing.
Nothing whatever?
Nothing
Nothing
whatever.
whatever. Queen, that's very
Oh,
important.
sorry. Messed up again over here. That's my fault. Dang, I missed that too. That needs to be separated. That's the Queen's line. Says that's very important.
Oh,
You see that?
yeah.
Oh, it says Tweedles on my thing.
That's the third mental note that I've made tonight about that. So I beg your pardon.
Okay.
Yeah, so that where it says Queen, that should be the next line.
Okay.
All right, take it at 8:53.
So I say nothing whatever, and I say, what I say, jury, write that down
Yeah,
after
then
the Tweedles.
Tweedle say nothing, whatever, and
Okay.
then you say that's very important.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Nothing whatever.
Nothing whatever.
That's very important. Jury, write that down. Very unimportant, Your Majesty means. Silence!
Next witness is
The Mad Hatter, March Hare, and the Dormouse.
The Tweedles run off the stage and the cat transforms again into the Mad Hatter and accompanies the hare and Dormouse. The cat's tail is visible to Alice again.
Wait a minute. There's that tail again. Did he... Off with your hat!
Oh my goodness, please, I'm a poor man.
I'm very sleepy.
And I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be.
What do you know about this?
Again, when the Hatter speaks, we hear the dialogue of Alice's mother and father as another memory.
You think of no one but yourself. You cannot expect us to take this sitting down. We are your mother and father, and we want what's best for you.
Why can't you listen to your spoken to, young lady?
There it is again. Hold on a minute. Silence!
What?
Quiet.
What do you know about this?
Twinkle, twinkle, little bat. How I wonder what you're at.
That's the most important piece of evidence we've heard yet. Write that down.
The March Hare and Dormouse leave the witness stand, but the Mad Hatter stays.
Please bring in the final witness.
Every picture tells a story. Sometimes we don't like the ending. Sometimes we can't understand it.
Now hold on a moment. The people, the creatures, everything that I've been seeing must have been...
The Cheshire Cat.
The cat takes off his Mad Hatter guise and presents himself to the court. Alice, so appalled at the trickery she has gone through, leaves the bar to confront the cat at the witness stand. The cat does not move. In fact, he welcomes her confrontation.
You. It was you. You're the one behind all this. The people, the world, everything has been nothing but your cheeky tricks.
It took you that long to figure that out? You are more stupid than I thought. But it doesn't matter. Your time is up. We made a deal, Alice, and believe me, you'll find my commitment to a deal to be almost disturbing.
Oh, it can't be.
The Jabberwocky's roar is heard faintly, but not too faint.
You look nervous, afraid even. Are you quite all right? Or maybe you've now come to realize that you can run from strangers, you can run from beasts and nasty things, but the one thing that you cannot run from is yourself. That thing you've been hearing is none other than what you have become. All your fears, all your doubts, all of your ignorance and attitude, that is what lies within that darkness. The Jabberwock is you.
No, it can't be. I'm that monster?
She admits it! Guilty!
Guilty! Yes, the prisoner's guilty. Off with a... Shut up, you fat, pompous, bad-tempered old tyrant.
Everyone gasps. The Jabberwocky's roar is at its loudest. Alice clasped her hands on her mouth, horrified at what she had just said in a fit of anger.
What did you just call me?
Well, she simply said that you're a fat, pompous, bad-tempered old tyrant.
Off with her head!
The stage goes black. Sounds can be heard of a chase ensuing and the queen yelling, "Don't let her get away! Off with her head!" The cards then start cheering quietly, "Off, off, 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 with her head," over and over again. Stage lights up, see Alice coming on to where the cat is. She's out of breath for a moment during the cat's line.
Leaving so soon, Alice? Too bad you don't have this.
Oh, is that is it, isn't it?
You are correct, but it doesn't matter. You have lost. You have feasted on your last tart. Now it is time to pay.
Oh, no! I couldn't have lost. No, no.
Ah, the unstable are more than merely mad. They have other parts. You didn't think I wouldn't deprive you of what's left of your deranged soul. Now the door is locked. It will never open. There is no key.
Oh, no, this can't be real. This has to be a nightmare.
And Alice falls to her knees.
You should be grateful to me. I set you free from everything you hated. Nagging parents, an annoying sister, and boring friends. I gave it all to you, yet you constantly wanted to leave. You tried to hold on to what you wanted to let go of. You've always worn a mask of your insecurities. Now you can never hide what you are, and you shall linger here forever. Off with her head.
The mob is now circled close around Alice and the cat. Alice stands up from her sobbing as the chanting is as loud as ever.
Enough!
Everyone, except for Alice and the cat, freezes in place.
What?
Now I understand. Do you know why a mother tells a child to not play in the street or not to touch a burning candle? A child doesn't get it the first time. But then that child soon realizes the danger of doing such things. That child sees that her mother was looking out for her baby. I am that foolish child, aren't I? And I know that now it wasn't my heart that I was looking for. It was my love. My love for my family and friends. That beast you sent after me wasn't really there, and yet it was. I was running from something. I was my fear of myself. I was my own monster, like you said, but not anymore. I've seen the error of my ways. I've seen the many tears that I have made my mother shed. I feel so horrid to put my parents through such anguish. My heart was always with me, but it was my love for those that I truly care about that you took from me. I need those feelings back because I need them to help me grow. They are my precious treasures. Each of them are. May I please have that which belongs to me?
Alice reaches out her hand to the cat. The cat, with much reluctance, places the heart in her hands. Hands empty. He gives a flick of the wrist, and all the other characters leave the stage. The trees are rolled away and the door at the beginning is brought back to the stage. His face has a great disappointed frown upon it.
Checkmate. Funny how my intentions got the better of me. Curiosity did kill the cat, but it makes the Cheshire cat wiser. But not this time.
Wait, that was it? All I had to do was...
I did say repeatedly you needed to ask politely, didn't I? I suppose it's for the best. Now, get out. The door will now open. Feel free to drop by. Oh, wait. That would mean you'd have to see me again. That's probably the last thing on your mind right now, isn't it?
Alice giggles as she steps to the door. The cat sits down on the center stage to mope. Alice walks back to the cat for some final words.
You know, it may have been a very distressing journey, and you had no intention of letting me go, but thanks to you, I was able to realize how much of a fool I'd been to my loved ones. So, thank you.
Alice pets the cat like a normal cat.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
And Alice is about to go through the door, but the cat speaks to make her stop for a moment.
You could stay. I had a lot of fun with you, and I get dreadfully lonely.
Thanks. But that is an invitation I shall have to decline. Sorry.
I thought so. Well, you'd better run along then. You don't want to keep your loved ones waiting.
What? No riddle to ask me before I leave? I always thought you had a knack for that.
No, I'm all out of riddles. But I will leave you with this. Being a family means you are part of something very wonderful. It means you will love and be loved for the rest of your life, no matter what. But what would I know about that?
No, I think you actually said something that made sense for a change.
Sometimes I surprise myself.
Well, I must go now. I guess I can leave you with a saying as well. The journey of a lifetime begins with a single step, but that first one is always the most treacherous. I've taken that step, and I've decided to keep on going. I'm coming home, Mom, Dad, Lizzie.
Alice runs through the door and off stage. The cat closes the door behind her and moves it to the center of the stage. He sits at the front of the stage like he did at the beginning of the play. His frown turns into a grin and he laughs to himself.
And now the tale is done, and home we steer, a merry crew beneath the setting sun, ever drifting down the stream, lingering in the golden gleam. Life, was it but a dream? Goodbye, Alice.
The cat stands up and opens the door himself. Looks back one time to the audience and then closes the door behind him. Everything fades to black. The end.
Bravo. Bravo.
Wow, good job, everybody.
God, you guys did so good.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all are just fantastic.
This has been so much fun.
I
Scully,
know.
My goodness.
I want you to go back to 553, line 553.
Yeah, what you got back there, darling? Let's
I
see.
gotta remember. I know I marked it for a reason. It was direction instead of 553.
Okay.
The trio starts to sing. The last line of 553.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll get it to you too.
I'm
That's
gonna
you.
I'm gonna clean all those, but I'll go through it thoroughly and get the last script to you guys before in the next few days, and by Thursday when we have a private rehearsal.
That'd be awesome. That's this week, right? Like
Yeah.
2 days?
Yeah, 2
You got time
days,
to
and
do
then
that?
the show's going. Well, I mean, yeah, well, we did it last time. It worked out pretty cool. So it was. We didn't go live. We just did. All met in the. I'm gonna schedule the stream tonight for Saturday's show,
Okay.
and I'll send the link to everybody, and we'll use that link to come in just privately Thursday at 6 p.m. Central.
Hi, Kathleen.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great. And
Mhm.
I want to take a minute to say hi to everybody in chat that was saying hi and backing us and
Yeah,
supporting
we
us
had a
and everything.
wonderful crowd tonight.
And Izzy Pop, you are rocking it, girl. I'm
Yeah,
just
Izzy
saying.
Pop.
Yeah, no kidding. Well
And
done, Izzy.
Burnt Flowers Fallen. Oh my God. I love
Yeah,
your
she was
Ed
on
Wynn.
top of it tonight. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Bert.
What a treat.
Oh my God, man. What a surprise.
And then the King's voice being so meek and mild. That
I
was
know.
amazing. It's amazing.
The
I
trip,
know
man.
he was nervous, and I was like, "Oh, you got this."
Just play, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, that's
lordy.
Steve-O from a channel called Burnt Flowers Fallen, and he has a great voice. So
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a
Wow.
little blessing in disguise right there.
Scully,
Uh-huh.
regarding Bimbo, I tried phoning her.
Mm-hmm.
There was no answer. Will she be there on Saturday? Do you know?
I'm not sure. If I don't hear from Bimbo by the time we meet Thursday, then I'm gonna let whoever assign those roles that y'all filled in on tonight. You go ahead and plan to do that, okay? And I'll let you know as soon as I know something. So,
All right, I'll try phoning her again.
but Mark, your audio sounds good now.
Okay, great. Good to hear. It's the new mic.
Good.
Yeah, and you
Hey,
can use a
Kathleen.
normal tone, a normal voice. You don't have to yell into it, but it was great. It picked up everything. It was wonderful.
Jonica's
Oh, okay. I tried to keep away from it. I didn't stick it right in my face, so I
Learn and grow with Ann. Learn and grow.
I'll go quieter.
No, that's perfect.
Casper Tingles.
So are
Nez,
we?
how you doing, Nez? Your voice held up all right?
Oh, it's getting stronger. Yeah, it's getting. I just got to stay hydrated. So, and if I might get a tickle, I really can't help it. I mean, I don't want to touch any buttons and risk anything. I'll do the best I can do.
understand.
So,
You did such a great job on all those voices.
Yeah.
thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun.
I kept muting myself to cough and drink my coffee. But
Yeah, I try to. Sometimes you can't get to it in time, and
Right.
Right.
So many
Yeah.
windows open. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for this. I'm going to go ahead and get out
Yeah,
of here.
Rosaline,
unless
you get
there's
some
anything
rest. You
else.
did a fantastic
Wonderful,
job tonight.
Rosaline.
It was so much fun. Thank you guys for this.
I will
talk to
send you the
soon.
link tomorrow to the show for Saturday. And again, you use that link to come into Thursday if you want to.
I
We'll
shall.
be there at 6 p.m. Central.
I hope everybody is. I'm a firm believer in rehearsal. We've got a great show,
Right.
and a little more polish wouldn't hurt. And
Love
it'll
you
just
guys.
be even better.
Talk to you Thursday then. Bye-bye.
All right. Good night. Oh my God! Burnt flowers. I'm
Steve-O,
blown
let's hear
away.
a few thoughts, buddy. You did great.
I appreciate it. I'm a man of few words, but I appreciate it.
I love it. Wow, you blew me away.
I mean,
You
I've
hit
had
me
the
in the.
pleasure of hearing a couple of other voices going to to Burnt Flowers Fallen's live streams. Y'all get over there and subscribe to him, but he does some reading and stuff over there as well, like me, and just a fantastic person overall. Everything. So yeah, we're excited.
I'm one of those people that when I tell a story, everybody has to have a voice, so you got to have a lot of voices in your back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That Mad Hatter. Holy cow.
PD,
Charles
he's off the
Nelson
chain
Riley.
too, pulling those
Me?
voices
I
out the bag
know.
tonight.
He did a great job.
Weren't
Yeah.
even expecting it. You had to pull a few voices out the bag. So
Well, thank
it was
you.
and I love your short you made for the show tonight. That was awesome too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're such a great supporter of my channel and big part of this community. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. I enjoy
Yeah.
being here, helping you out.
We'll have the music rolling Saturday. It'll be real exciting. So there'll be a lot of people there.
Already such a dynamic cast here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a good vibe to the show. I'm real pleased.
Kimmykins.
All right, I'm going to head out as well.
Okay, my dear. I'll see
Good
you in
night.
the streets of YouTube.
All right.
Goodbye, Mark's hair.
Mad Hatter.
See you later, Hatter.
You got Nez all giddy over there now.
Well, I drew
Pumped
the
up.
Mad Hatter in one of my
Fueled
streams
up.
the other night, and he's looking right at me. I was looking at him the whole time he was reading, and I just lost it. Oh my god! Wow,
You didn't see that coming, did you?
not
Like,
a
"Ooh,
bit.
what's that?"
No, total surprise. Wow, and a pleasant one at that. Yes.
I mean, when I think
Mhm.
Mad Hatter, I always just think of that voice. I mean, Ed Wynn. You can't do any different than him.
And I wouldn't want you to. It was perfect. Well done.
Thank you.
Mark, are you going live tonight?
No, not tonight, Scully.
Not tonight. Yeah, you've been live almost every night lately.
Well, yeah, I took a break on Sunday, I think, but I was live last night. I was doing top 20 of 1972.
Yeah, I was in there for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I came in there after Izzy and everybody did, and you and I had that long talk. Nobody else was chatting with us.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
But yeah, we talked about the Jazz Fest, man. Like, that's another thing about New Orleans that's, to me, even more fun than like Mardi Gras is going to the Jazz Fest. But
You know what? I feel the same way. Loving music as much as I do, I'd rather go to Jazz Fest than Mardi Gras.
But yeah, it's something to think about. So
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean,
Jazz
in
musicians
May,
got better
right?
smoke, anyways.
Scully, I'd like to stay after class and chit chat a little bit, if that's okay.
Okay. No
I'm going to
problem.
bounce now.
All right,
Thanks,
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. And I've been live 3 nights in a row myself, so we got a lot of stuff to prep for. And I do thank everybody out there in the chat for making time to come out and support us, and all the new members. I didn't get a chance to see everything. I think we had a couple people gifting memberships, and I kind of have an idea who was behind that. Hey, Grammy, how you doing, darling?
Hi, Grammy. I love you, Native Grammy.
Grammy Ska. Tingle, tingle, tingle.
I know it's Native Kautza, but I like saying Native Grammy. I can't help it.
Native Kautza, aka Grammy Ska.
And I'll be drawing a few more pieces of Alice in Wonderland artwork that will be seen during the intermission of the performance. And we'll do maybe 2 drawings instead of just 1. And the winners get to pick whatever Alice in Wonderland artwork that I've done when they win. So,
Patty Tingle.
That's really nice of you.
thank you.
Kathleen. Hey, Carrie Knauf. Welcome, darling. All right, you guys. Again, thanks for everything. We'll go ahead and show you. Gonna wait backstage, Nez, while I
Yep.
shut her down real quick.
Yep. Good night, everybody. God bless.
Everybody have a great
Christmas
evening. We'll see you
present, you wrap
Saturday
it up.
night, 7 p.m. Central for the big show.
Peace.
Have a wonderful evening. Ska.